Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a recently released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we're looking at Aircraft Carrier Survival, which is a sort of a survival slash micromanagement game. It's very well done, it's very in depth, and if you like a lot of micromanaging and taking care of every aspect of running an aircraft carrier, this is going to be the game for you. I do have some concerns, but I'm very early into the game, having only played the tutorial so far, but it gave me a fairly good idea of what is in store with this game. As always, we will look at the settings first, and then we'll jump into the gameplay, and I will give you my first thoughts and impressions as we go along. So let's not waste any more time, let's jump straight into it and see what this has in store for us, shall we? Alright, settings then. So, audio settings. Very pleased to report that the master volume is not at maximum by default, and you can change the voice volume, the effects volume, the music volume, and you can even mute the entire thing with a click of a button. This should be a thing in more games. Just mute the audio, just a button to switch it all off and on again. Really big fan of that. It makes it so much easier, especially if you're maybe a streamer or you make content professionally. Being able to mute the background audio so you can have your own above it really is a nice setting. Graphics settings, there's quite a bit here. You've got VSync on or off. You've got quality. Now it names it as fantastic, and I'm very happy to see that it does show that that is the highest it goes to with these notches here. However, the rest of the options are arrows that you can go through, and one of the biggest problems with this is that you'll go one too many because you're not entirely sure where the highest quality is until you've already hit it, and it can be a bit iffy and a bit finicky when you're going through. Resolution options, again the same thing. Also, it did start in 2K, and you've got different native resolutions and hertz options there as well. Your AA, again the same thing. You've got anti-scopic filtering, which you can have on or off, and then shadows quality. Interestingly, by default this started at medium, but I've bumped up to very high and had no issues. With this being a it's very high quality graphics, but the style of graphics means it's not going to be very pressing for most systems. I can understand why there isn't really more settings here. However, as I always say, more settings is never a bad thing, and they could very easily add more to that. Your language options, they seem to have a fair amount here, pretty standard. Your controls, so you can go through and see what each thing does, although the tutorial does go through that, and you can pretty much do everything with your mouse and keyboard. Namely your mouse, everything is point and click, and then your camera control, you can just invert the axis if you so desire. Not a bad menu at all, especially for how in-depth this game actually is. It seems like they've got all the important things, and anything else that they could add would just be nice added extras. Let's look at the gameplay and see what we're dealing with. Alright, so this game does have character creation. Now, I didn't actually know this because I've only played the tutorial, like I said. Something a little bit on the annoying side is that you can play the tutorial as a separate mode, but then when you start a new game, it also comes up and offers you the tutorial. And honestly, it should be an either or. I don't think that there needs to be a separate tutorial mode that you can play straight off the bat, if the game is also going to offer you that when you start a new game. It's an extra click that's not really needed, and honestly, if it gives you the option, you don't need that second area taken up with a tutorial. That being said, the character creation seems like there's a lot that they can offer you, which is really nice. You can name yourself. Interestingly, numbers do not count on that. And then you've got your portrait, which, like with the rest of the game, is scrolling. It's scrolling through the options, which honestly is a bit tedious. It would be nice if they maybe had this as a clickable portrait, which then brought up a fresh screen with all the portraits on it that you could then choose from one that you like, just to give you everything that's available there. But that's just a subjective criticism from myself. You've then got your starting order, so it gives you basically a nice passive, so you get extra damage control team, extra 50 miles radar range, or 2 carrier defense and 1 escort defense. I'm actually going to take the defensive position because I get the feeling that this game is going to be a lot more defense than offense, and having that extra position is going to be quite nice. You then can choose your different voices. You've only got 2 to choose from. You can change your different faces, which will change your actual avatar here. Again, you only get 4. It would be nice if they maybe expanded on this as the game comes to full progression. You've got your side swept brown, your different hairstyles. I actually quite like the grey on this one. You can have accessory on your eyes if you so desire. I mean, you can't go wrong with an eye patch or some sunglasses there. I'm going to go with the aviators because I'm a cheesy 80s kid. What can I say? Then you've got your other accessories, so you can have like binoculars or cigarette, pipe, etc. I really like this. You're not really going to notice this in the game too much because the game is very much a zoomed out version. You can only scroll in so far. But it's kind of cool that they offer you these sort of customization when you first start. You can then choose your outfit, your uniform, which is kind of cool. We're going to go with the dress blue. And then you can do the same with your pants as well. Really, really very full-on creation, which allows you a lot of customization, although there could always be more. And that's the character customization. Let's get into the game, shall we? Okay, once you start the game, you basically get to choose everything for your aircraft carrier. It basically gives you everything you need to start, but you can customize it, and you've got some points here and things that you can spend. It would be nice if the tutorial started this, and maybe if you went through the tutorial into a new game, if it would take everything that you've done and just carry it on, like a lot of tutorials kind of tend to do, which again is something that I maybe would have done and maybe the game does, but because I'd already played the tutorial, I'm not going to play it a second time. Again, going back to my point of remove it from the options to start, just leave it as a give you an option to play through tutorial or start from scratch. You then hit your crew, and as you can see, you can buy new crew members for each of these points up here. I've got 15 available, and you can also up their slots as well with your here. So as you can see, I've got 8, and it costs me 2 to improve officer slots and crew slots. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use these, and we're going to confirm it, and we're going to get some more officer slots and some more crew slots, and we're going to buy some of these. Don't ask this again. D. We're going to just buy until we haven't got any left. We might as well stock up because I get the feeling we're going to need it. Okay, so I've got crew, I've got no officers. I should have bought some officers. Never mind. Can I? No. Doesn't look like there's a way that I am able to give them back. No. Okay, never mind. It would be nice if there was a way here to, if you've bought too many, if there was an obvious way of reducing that and gaining your stats back here so I could maybe get some officers. But that's just apart from me. Then you've got your aircraft here. Again, you could probably do with buying some more, but it gives you 24 to start with, which is nice. Which we're going to keep. And then you've got your carrier itself. You've got different ones. So you've got Lexington, Yorktown, and Essex to choose from, which is nice. I'm going to go with... It looks like we're going to select the Lexington. We'll keep the name as is. Escort. So there's a lot of options here, and it doesn't really explain any of this, which is what should be in the tutorial, which is why I think that it would work very well if the tutorial was not forced, but just in that main, you start a new game, you get offered the tutorial instead of it being both. Okay, and then you hit launch. And we begin. So that's the startup of the game. A bit confusing and a bit overwhelming, especially since it's not really explained at all. And I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of that within this game, where things should just be maybe explained a little bit more outside of what's given the basic tutorial that is already in the game.
So we need to find the exact location of the enemy carrier attacking the base.
I think the voice acting in this game is very good as well. It's very clear, it's very concise, it's simplified without making you feel stupid, and I like the fact that the person that is teaching you, the person that's training you, always refers to you as sir because you are clearly a higher rank than them. It's kind of cool. Loading times aren't bad either, and as you can see, the way that this carrier looks, It looks really, really good. It's very clean, the lines are nice, and as you zoom in and look at different areas of the ship, you can see that everything is just, it's very good. It works, it's very smooth. And then as you can see, we've got officers here, we've got things that we can do, and we're going to look at the map. So this is our base. We've got enemy scouts detected, and like I said, I feel like we're going to be defending more than we are going to be attacking. Okay, so we're going to want to do a recon mission. There you go. We're going to prepare, and we're going to go out here and then back. And we're going to... I've basically forgotten everything that tutorial has told me, and the game doesn't give you any other help outside of that, right? I can't remember any of the things I need to do in order to start a mission or to do a mission. I think we're doing defense right now, so we're looking at defending against the point, and I genuinely cannot remember anything anything at all of what I'm supposed to be doing. And with no tooltips outside of what the game has already given you, you've got your help button here, which is going to be able to give you a bit of a help, but honestly it's a little bit much to take in. The game does look stunning though, and it does really play very well. It can be a bit finicky getting it to go to the full camera. You do have to zoom all the way out, but you can look around and zoom in on each of the areas, and you can see all your people working it here as well, which is just really, really nice. We're going to move, and we're going to start moving slow to get us out of here, and we want to go to our map in order to move where we're moving to. We'll go over there. That seems fair. You can speed up the gameplay as well, which is going to be something you're going to do quite a lot, because preparing and setting for flight mode and stuff is going to be rather crucial to getting everything to work. We're going to put out some fighters, we're going to put out some dive bombers, we're going to put out some torpedoes. We're just going to fill it up with pretty much everything that we can, and then we're going to send them out for recon missions and do stuff like that. Again, it's very full on. There's a lot going on all of the time, and it can be a bit much. Now, I've probably cocked up here. I've probably not set it to do a recon mission as such. I've probably not set it to do the right thing, but here we are. We're doing it anyway. I really like this game. I just wish that there was a bit more of hand-holding going on, but that's because I'm not very good at games like this. If you are good at games like this, and if you like games like this, and if you've got more of a mental capacity to remember all of the information that's given you, I genuinely can't see you not enjoying this game. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot to go in with it. I'm just no good at games like this. I'm no good at remembering all the commands. I'm no good at sending aircraft carriers out. There is damage being done. There's going to be a lot of micromanaging taking part. There's going to be a lot of trying to send people out to do the right thing. It's a lot. There's a lot to take in on this game, but it runs really well. It looks incredible. It's going to be fun. It's just going to be one of those games that you're going to have to take a lot of time to really get to know. Anyway, I've babbled on enough, so I'm going to let you guys go ahead and check this out. Like I say, it came out on Steam yesterday. Let me know in those comments down below what you think, and I will see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.